First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Josh Jacobs, the ball.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On second down, it's Jacobs. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run. Throwing now is Garoppolo. That one going to be complete to David Moore. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Running is Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And they will finally stop it with a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. They could not ask for a worse start. You give up a touchdown on the game's opening drive, and then you turn right around and throw the interception on your very first play.
And this is where the coaching staff has to earn its money, because they've got to calm these guys down a little bit. Just as you noted, a horrendous start, both sides of the ball. But now the defense, which gave up an opening drive touchdown, they've got to go out there now and start playing like the team they want to be.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. This will be caught inside the 10. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Here's Jacobs. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
He's already scored once. He definitely had his eyes wide open trying to get in there a second time, but I thought that was a really nice play defensively to deny him.
Yeah, it was, as you said, keeping him away from his second first-quarter touchdown there. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And right side, they're going to go option here. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Jimmy Garoppolo. A 3-yard run as he kept it himself. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Offensively, pretty effective option play there for the score.
Certainly was, and it appeared to me that the defense overshifted and overplayed the trail back, the pitch man, and almost forgot about the quarterback. In fact, they did forget about the quarterback, and he turned it into a touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Now here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Boyd with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely love what they were doing, because to be ahead of the defense that much, for every play call you have, run or pass, is working pretty well for you.
Makes you look like a genius.
It really does. It also lets you know that your preparation was pretty good, and now the defense has to do all the adjusting.
A first down run with Jacobs won't get a whole lot, maybe a yard, but that's about all, and it's 2nd down. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
So the sack of Garoppolo, and now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Now a play fake. Garoppolo. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. This is caught inside the 15. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Henry Ruggs. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Raiders add on to their lead. Well, you're not going to hear Jimmy Garoppolo mentioned among the strongest arms in the league, but that doesn't mean he can't beat you with a long one.
And you'd think on 3rd down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they called the defense flat-footed as a result, because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
And this carries into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Middleton on the tackle. It's a gain of 10. First down, Bengals.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Again, he'll target Boyd, this time successful. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
Cincinnati.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. Fighting throw. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod, and you're angry. You're a defensive guy.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kicking game, defense, field position, and we're getting an up-and-down-the-field game here.
I'll take him. Where's his tombstone?
Boot Hill, baby.
Give them 12 yards that time and a Las Vegas first.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And we do talk a lot about how the tight end position has changed in the NFL. Here's a great example. It used to be that they were linemen who occasionally caught passes. Now they're wide receivers who occasionally block people. And right here, this isn't tight end speed. It's definitely wide receiver speed.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 22 yards on the catch and run. A first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
And it's caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Needed 16, they got 17 on 3rd down. This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bengals drive about to get going. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop. Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 11 yards there, first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. 9 yards on the first down. Keeper, and it's 2nd and 1.
The stop by Marcus Davenport. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 43-yard line.
And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Now this time he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll go down at the 28. Excellent work that time to get free, and for his exploits, he's going to be left with just a 3rd and 3.
19, but it's 3rd down.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Out is Myers for the Seahawk field goal. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good. And that will get it. The disadvantage now back down to 11. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo to the right side, and he's got more complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And his guys have got it back in the closing stages of the first half.
First and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead, finish up the half, and get on out and talk about it.
9-yard line. A gain of
So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Bengals with work to do in this third quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Airing one out for Boyd. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
On second down, here's Mixon. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He's got his man, Boyd. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards, the final tally. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On play action, they'll throw. And he's going to go down. They get it to him back at the 40.
The number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And if you're wondering just how quickly that sack occurred, the next-gen stats tell us 2.6 seconds is all he had to throw the football.
Out of the gun now on third down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up second.
Garoppolo looks to throw. Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and the Raiders are going to get a new set of downs.
45-yard line.
On the jet sweep, here comes Moore. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Garoppolo.
44-yard line.
That's caught by Waller out left side. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
17 yards on the play. It's now third down.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication.
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Come on now. A big breakdown defensively there on the fake punt. Turns into a huge play and a first down. This to Jacobs on the toss right. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Third quarter from Southern Nevada. Here's a 2nd and 10. And he's got the hook up to runs.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 11 yards for number 11.
And that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward.
The football comes out. Jacobs lost it. And the Bengals grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen. Oh, boy, he got a favorable spot there. The guys on the sidelines were raising their hands over their head and clasping their hands to signal safety. But the official marked it just outside the end zone at the 1-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On second down now, Mixon, and some room to roam now. And he will finally be taken down up at the 48. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go. That's caught inside the 20. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. The previous play, big on the ground. That one big through the air. Things have jumped up quickly.
Certainly appears that whatever their thought process is on the defensive side of the ball, they're one play behind.
And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals take advantage of the turnover to put up 6. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
And he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful, and the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Their own 16-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. One-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play. Move on. Next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. A run with Jacobs there on 1st down, but he'll manage only a yard or 2 at best. 2nd down coming up.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Jacobs. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down, highlight. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And
inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And they'll lose yardage here, knocked back to the 19-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
Being chased out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
3rd down. 3rd and long.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it, and the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. On play action, now Garoppolo. And able to complete it to Moreau. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs from the gun. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 10 yards on the pick.
To throw is Garoppolo. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down. Now Garoppolo. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
They'll let this go for the end zone. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Garoppolo to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. And this defense, they needed that one more stop to have any chance, but that completion, that's likely going to seal their fate.
And you could hear it in your voice, that one more stop.
I feel their pain.
Oh, it was so important. They just didn't get it done. Wow, what a way to finish this one off.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. And his kick is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Las Vegas, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, this season is beyond salvage now as they fall to 2-10. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.